Alright, now it works. Right. I just wanted to quickly show you the setup. Yeah. So this is my Vango Nevis-200. I do like the Nevis, but it is quite cramped inside. The 200 means you're supposed to be able to get 2 people in it, but I don't believe it myself. It's very cramped inside. It's a nightmare trying to change clothes, for example. So the way I've got it set up in a minute is I've got the bed laid down. So that's that side over there is, you can see that's the ground sheet is there. That's the edge of the inner, so you've got this space for stowing stuff under the fly sheet. That's a straight edge. This, of course, it's like a two-sided edge. So I've got my beddings set up here. So that's a Thermarest X-Lite sleeping mat. This is a OEX Helios duck down sleeping bag, which is all very good. And there's a foil mat underneath as well, which is to protect this really. So there's, just in case there's anything sharp underneath. But like I say, underneath here is a footprint for the tent anyway. And this, which is like a sort of a fleecy sort of lining, which is quite good. The sleeping bag is only 2 season really, but it is nice. It's duck down, and that's the Vamos pillow. I've got a Vango one as well, but that one's, I'm sorry to say, that one's better. That was a cheapy one, but it's bigger and thicker. And then, as I say, it's quite cramped in here when you're trying to move about and do stuff. But you've got doors on both sides, which is nice. Now, the way I've set it up, and this is supposed to be the rear, this one is supposed to be the rear entrance, and the other one is the main entrance, but because of the winds blowing from over there, so I'm intending to do most of my activities out the front here. And then up on top of it is a DD tarp, so I'm trying to avoid taking pictures of other people on the site. So that's a DD tarp as an extension, so there's cover for your stuff, or if it's a good sunshade, and it works as a keeps the rain off, so you've got somewhere to work in. Anyway, there you are. Next camp I'll do, I've also got a Onetigris Tangram, which is much more spacious. I'll get that out next time, and we can have a look at that as a comparison. Right, I just very quickly wanted to show you this. So this is my Onetigris Tangram with DD tarp over the top, not the expensive one, but the normal one. So the previous one we were looking at was the Vango Nevis. Just want to show what the difference is. So the Tangram is a ridge tent kind of thing. It doesn't come with poles. You're supposed to use walking poles with it, but I'm using tent poles, which I happen to find some tent poles exactly the right length. And you just take the spikes out the top, and you've got just a blunt end you just put into the little cups, which are on the inside of the fly sheet. So this is the overhang, so you've got shelter for, you know, we have had some rain today actually, but shelter out of rain or even the sun. We've had baking hot sun, and we're having thunderstorms as well. Anyway, this is the interior, and it's much more room in here than there is in the Nevis. You've got all this height here, and you get an idea of you can squeeze 2 people in here, or 2 beds without too much trouble, and it is much easier to move around in here and change clothes and do whatever else you do and sit up properly. The only issue with it is, and I'll come on to it in a minute, is when you're lying down, your feet and your head seem to be touching the, the inner is mesh, by the way. You can zip it up, zip up doors. And I was hoping that this would replace my very old Robert Saunders base camp that I bought in 1990. It's had a new fly sheet since then. I think it had a new fly sheet 2005 or something like that. And it pretty much is. It's the same sort of shape, the same sort of size. It has these, these vestibules, these bell ends, which I'm going to get all of my my kit inside the vestibules, the bell ends. Well, I can't with the Tangram, I can't with the Nevis. Yeah, so my base camp, which I bought in 1990, it still works, but I noticed the last time I was using it how pinholes are starting to appear on the inner, which of course is 33 years old now, and there's going to be more pinholes than what I noticed before, so maybe the inner is failing as well, but still. But anyway, yes, this seems to work out quite well. The floor that is the sewn in ground sheet is not that waterproof, I've discovered. If you get moisture coming up from the underneath, and I did have the last time I used it, I did have like actual little puddles inside, simply for the moisture that's coming up from the ground. So under here I've got a small tarp. It's not exactly the same size as this, it's slightly smaller, but it works for 2/3 of the width, and for the rest of it, this thing is sufficient. This is just a foil mat, a foamy foil mat to protect the sleeping mat. So this seems to be a configuration that seems to work. As I say, we've had some rain today, and we've had hot sun as well. So as I say, the DD tarp is brilliant for dealing with that, keeping the sun off. So yeah, so really and truly, I mean, as I said before, I do like the Nevis, but it's too cramped. It's all right for, you know, occasional use, but if prolonged use, you need more space, especially in bad weather. It's got to be something like this, which has got the space, and especially with the tarp added as well. It's pretty. As I say, it's very like the Saunders base camp, which I got for the purpose of doing the Scottish Highlands back in 1990. I did what is now called the North Coast 500. Before it was called the North Coast 500. Anti-clockwise, I think it was. Yeah, and it coped with that very well. And and this is this should do the same. As I say, the ground sheet seems to let water through. The actual outside fabric, as I say, it's mostly covered by the tarp, but that end, that bell end, has been exposed to the rain. It hasn't let the rain hasn't come through the material, so we think that's waterproof. But anyway, it looks like a good kit, and the only thing about it is, of course, because it got mesh inner, it gives you ventilation during the night time, which you may want, but if it's chilly, it's not terribly good at keeping the chill out or keeping the heat in, because it is only mesh. But other than that, no, I can't see any problems with it, apart from, as I say, your head tends to be touching the inner and your feet at the other end. Anyway, there you are. It's all well and good. I'm trying to back out. Just about managed to get it pitched up here. The ground is very hard, but I managed to get the pegs in. Yeah, so there you go. Alright, I'll leave that there for the time being. Catch you later.